Hi, my name is Olivia Stewart and I am studying healthcare communication with a focus on healthcare administration in the hospital setting. I'm extremely interested in communication and its effect on patients and their experience, so this is why I chose to look further into the statistics of patient satisfaction within healthcare settings. Since the beginning of the pandemic, COVID-19 has heavily impacted the way patients communicate with their provider, therefore affecting the patient-provider relationship as a whole. Patients are being consulted over webcams and telephones, but has communication between a patient and a provider always been a weakness, or has it been a strength? I found two infographics that went into more detail on patient satisfaction and their sense of feeling like a priority to their provider, as well as creating my very own. The first infographic that I reviewed is titled Making Patient Experience a Priority, and it was made by Fred Pinnock from Beryl Health. The infographic was published in 2012, making the information somewhat older, but really giving the audience a look at experiences before switch to a heavier reliance on technology, which is where we're at now. The infographic contains credible and reliable information, for there are citations at the bottom for reference. The infographic is separated into four categories, including Process frustrates patients and providers, Closing the loop builds relationships, and Making a difference. The strategic design of the infographic allows the audience of patients and providers to become informed on the average experience of a healthcare visit. The images displayed on the infographic are strategically coordinating with the other colors in their specific categories, really resulting in an aesthetically pleasing source of information. In addition to this, the numbers are displayed in a bigger font size to emphasize the percentage point of the specific statistic, making them the main focus point among the categories. Though this draws attention to the infographic, the rest of the statistic seems to be much smaller and may appear difficult to read by some audience members. In all, I would say the infographic does a really great job of providing information and statistics about patients and their experience within healthcare. This infographic can serve as an informative approach to help change the negative statistics within healthcare. The second infographic that I reviewed was titled Telehealth and the Patient Experience, created by Teresa I with eVisit in 2016. The infographic is aimed at physicians and providers that are considering using telehealth. This infographic also contains credible and reliable information that are referenced at the very bottom. Similar to the first infographic, this infographic is also separated into different categories. Their titles are Quality Compared to In-Person Care, How Patients Feel About Telehealth, and Patient Concerns About Telehealth. It can be determined that this type of layout is very beneficial to the audience because the information is organized in a really strategic way. This infographic really focuses on the statistics of patient satisfaction and experiences with virtual care to truly help providers and physicians decide if it's something they're interested in pursuing. It is in a strategic and colorful layout that is pleasing to the audience and draws them in to read the information that's displayed. Unlike the other infographic, this one uses bigger font sizes to ensure easy to read information, though it does not use as many graphics as the other one. This results in a less cluttered look and therefore not as overwhelming to the audience who is reading it. The infographic can be seen as helpful to the audience because it seems to portray unbiased information giving both pros and cons about telehealth, in-person care, and then patient satisfaction about both. I will now discuss the infographic that I created myself that improved the original two infographics that I just reviewed. I used the same information from the other two infographics, so the statistics are credible and reliable and can be referred to with the links at the bottom of my infographic. When creating my infographic, I choose to use simple colors that are aesthetically pleasing and not too flashy. I also chose to use less statistics, but instead use the most relatable and interesting pieces of information to relay that information onto the audience, which consists of an older generation of patients. My infographic informs the audience of patient experiences as well as satisfaction through the use of telehealth. I used a small font, but by making it bold, it appears way easier to read. I included a few graphics that were simple and not overwhelming to add more design to the infographic. Overall, I think my infographic did a really great job of displaying interesting information that informs the audience on the statistics of patient satisfaction and experience. By reviewing other infographics, such as the ones I reviewed earlier, I had the ability to take the information that I found to be the most informative and present it in a way that was both beneficial and satisfying. Thanks for watching!